So, hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of the We Are Mission podcast. It's a very special edition because we're here at the Missionary Children Conference in Bucharest in Romania, and I'm delighted to be joined by the General Secretary of Missionary Children, Sister Roberta Tremarelli. Sister, thank you for joining us.
Thank you to you for this invitation.
Not a problem. Sister, could you tell us a wee bit about your background for people who might not know who you are?
I'm Sister Roberta, belonging to the congregation of missionary servants of the Blessed Sacraments. Before starting to this service, I worked in the school in the parish to spread with the children, families, people, the gospel and the faith.
And sister, when you were younger, when you were a child, is becoming a religious sister something that was always on your mind, or did you have another idea for your life?
When I was a child, I would like to become a missionary, but I never think about a missionary sister. So missionary in general, to go in Africa to share the gospel, the faith with the other. And many years later, I start a path and I met my congregation, and so I decided to become a sister.
And in terms of your early days growing up in Italy, did you come from a very typical, traditional Catholic family? Was faith a very important part of your life?
Yes.
Yeah. And you spoke there about taking up your vocation and deciding to take up your vocation. Was there any person or anything that acted as a catalyst for you deciding to take up a vocation?
In my life, my mother was the most important person for me to grow in faith. But also I was a scout. I belonged to the scout group, so one of my responsible take care of us about the faith, about our vocation, about the possibility to give all our life for Jesus and for the church.
And tell us a wee bit more about your mother then. Why was she such an important person?
Because she learned to us, to me and to my brother, to pray from when we were children. She bring us to a shrine in my village. Every week we go walking there in the mountain and we pray. And also her life was a prayer for me also today. So in the difficulty, when she work, when is home, is her first thinking is about Jesus.
Fantastic. In terms of when you decided to take up a vocation, was there anything that you found surprising along the way?
Yes, because when I decided to become a sister, I leave everything, my work, my job, because I worked before in the office, everything. And after, some years later, I discovered another way to be a sister, because sometimes I ask to myself, what's the difference between a catechist, a lay catechist, and a catechist, a sister, a consecrated sister. So for me, it's important to give a witness that we need Jesus in our life. We need to be every day to have trust in Him.
And in terms of the actual term vocation, what does vocation mean to Sister Roberta?
Vocation is a call, and I think that God calls every day everyone in a different way. But we can answer or not in different way. So this is vocation. Every one of us as a vocation. That means God has a project for us, for our wellness, or for a full life in Him.
And in terms of the congregation that you chose to be a part of, why did you choose that congregation?
And this was a big problem for me, no? When I understand that the consecrated life was the choose for me, what kind of a congregation can I choose? Because there are many. In these summers, I participated as a scout, a missionary camp in my diocese, and there were present also my two sisters of my congregation. They give me they push me, no, to choose them. One of them told me about the founder, so I love it straight away.
Excellent. Do you have a devotion to a particular saint? Is there a particular scripture passage that defines your vocation?
The saint, yes, Saint Francis of Assisi is a big saint for the first part of my life. Mm-hmm. After more saints added to him, but for the gospel, I like a lot the pass about when Jesus told to the apostle, don't be afraid, because I'm with you always. So this is for me important to support me every day.
Good stuff. Religious life isn't easy. I think we can say that. It's not the easiest thing in the world. And so you need to draw strength from somewhere. Where do you draw strength from when you have difficulties?
For me and for us as we are missionary servants of the Blessed Sacrament, the Eucharist is our strengthness. No? We start the day with the Eucharisty, and to be in front of Jesus Eucharist, to receive from him our strength, and also from my mother and my brother. At the beginning of my vocation, my mother that has a big faith, but she's not so happy, because we are two, me and my brother. But now, when we speak, she said that I'm very happy, I'm very proud of you. If you live this life now, I'm not happy. So please follow this choose.
Stuff. In terms of your actual vocation, where has that taken you? What different positions have you held? What places have you been to? In terms of, okay, right now you're the General Secretary of Missionary Children, but before that, where were you and what did you do?
Before to become a Secretary General, I work in the school in the north of Italy.
And in terms of, how did you find that, working as a teacher in the school?
It was a very interesting experience, because a full experience, because I have a relationship with the children, with the students, with the other teachers, and with the parents. So you have the possibility to meet a lot of different people and to share with them your life, because all day we are in the school, so we need a lot of time for them.
And was working with children something that you always wanted to do?
Yes, also in the parish, in different activities.
Okay, so in 2017 you become the General Secretary, and it's a very, very important role. Can you tell us a bit about what that position entails? What do you have to do as the General Secretary? As
a General Secretary, the most beautiful thing, I think, is that we can see, we can have a point of view on all over the world. we receive documentation, written report from all the countries in the world about the reality of the Pontifical Mission Society of missionary childhood, but also about the needs and reality of the children in the world. It's not the same when one person live for a mission, because you live there, you are in contact, in real contact with the other, but in the office we can have an idea of this world, no? And the reality of the church, of the local church in the world. So we spent a lot of time to read this news, this documentation, to prepare documentation, bulletin articles, and also to consider the request of subsidy from the missionary countries.
Mm-hmm. And in your role as General Secretary, has that position involved quite a lot of travel? You've travelled obviously throughout Europe. Has it allowed you to travel to missionary countries and see the projects in action?
Yes, sometimes I have the possibility to visit some project, but also in the occasion of national meeting with the missionary children or some formation session. So I visit some countries in Africa, mm-hmm. in South America, and one or two in Asia. And after with the COVID we stopped to travel, but now we have a new possibility to visit some countries.
And what are some of the countries you've been to? You've been to Czech Africa and America and Asia. What are some of the places you've been to?
In Africa, I visit Rwanda, Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Angola, Guinea-Conakry. And in South America, Colombia, Brazil, Cuba, Costa Rica.
And in terms of when you visit these countries, how are you received? Whenever we have been on mission trips, especially in Africa, you get a very big welcome. We've not been lucky enough to go to the Americas yet, but Sri Lanka was the same. So what is the reception been like when you visited these countries, and does it differ from continent to continent?
Yes, the reception is different because depends from the context and the cultural attention. But everywhere there was a big welcome. And in this occasion, I can consider that yes, because I work in Vatican, so I am like a representative of the Pope. So it's they receive me, and I try to share with them the belonging to the Universal Church. This is for us the most important. Our visit, yes, is for visit project, visit people, meet people, but also to remind them that we belong to the same church, to the Universal Church.
And the very first time that you visited a mission country, what was your first impression? Was it what you expected, or were you surprised?
Always I'm surprised, because yes, we receive a picture, information, but when you are there, it's very different. And I think for us Italian, European, that the reality of the church is very different today, especially today. When you visit a missionary countries, especially in Africa, you can feel the reality, the vitality of this church, but also of the children and their availability to share with the other. This is a surprise. During my visit in Congo, I visited a primary school, I think. We speak about the missionary childhood, the needs to pray for the other children, and also to share with others. And small children, at the end of the meeting, came to me with a box of biscuits to share with the other children in the world. So this is really important because you feel that they can understand the importance of sharing.
Absolutely, we found that, I think, as well. In terms of, you're part of a missionary congregation, you come into contact with missionaries all the time. So what do you think are the most important qualities or characteristics that a missionary must possess?
The most important? Open eyes, open eyes and heart, no? And yes, this is, I think.
And in terms of being a missionary sister, what are the main positives and are there any negatives to that?
I don't know.
A difficult one. What's the positive things about being a missionary sister?
The positive, we are all missionary, no? Especially you. In the mission, you have the possibility to live, to travel, to share the faith, but also when you are in the same community for all life, you can be missionary. Negative, I don't know, I don't.
No negatives, that's good.
Yes, no, there are a lot of negative aspects. Maybe you leave your country, you leave your family, you cannot meet, because I think about my sister that come in Italy from Asia, they can visit their family after 7 years. So this is not negative, but the most difficult maybe aspect.
Absolutely, I think that's one that comes up very commonly, like a lot of people mention that. The term mission itself, what does that mean to you? What does the term mission mean to you?
Missionary? I think missionary means to love Jesus, to love people, all people, to be joyful, always.
And in terms of, you said that we're all missionaries, and that's very true, but in terms of lay people, how can lay people be missionaries? What is the best way for a lay person to live out their mission?
I think it's the same thing, yes. Maybe someone can think that for a sister it's easier because you are in a community, you have a lot of things already, you can pray, you can have some special time for God, but I think for lay people can be missionary in the faith, the prayer is the most important. And also for for the families, share the faith in family. I think that today we have to, the consecrated and the priests, we have to help the families to experience the faith in their family before to share with the other.
And just in terms of, obviously we're here as representatives of the Pontifical Mission Societies, also known as Missio in a lot of countries. Why would you say it is important to support the work of Missio, the Pontifical Mission Societies?
It's important because it's the fundamental for the mission, the evangelization of the church. So our support with prayer, sacrifice and material support to the activity, action of mission is actual and necessary today. Pope Francis say many times that he thanks the missionary. We need to support them because there are many people that not yet listen about Jesus and the gospel. So this is the task of a mission, no? To support the missionary that today are busy to spread the gospel. Because for us, Jesus is the most important person in our life. So is the only person that can give us the joy, the real joy. So we want to share this joy with the other. The missionary do this every day in helping the other, building school, building church, hospital, but in this way they witness also the presence of Jesus. So the church needs help for his evangelization.
Fantastic. And lastly, we're here at the Conference of Holy Childhood Missionary Children, and we've got lots of talented people and skillful people in the room next door. Why are these conferences important? Why do we have them?
Because I think we need to learn, to teach when we are a child the important thing for us, and the children can experience and understand better than the adults, I think, sometimes. So if we give them the possibility to do this experience of faith, we can hope that today and not only in the future, because sometimes we say that the children are the future, that yes, but they are the present. So we need to support them from today to their they become adults.
Fantastic. Sister Roberta, thanks very much for giving us so much of your time. I don't think my Italian would have been anywhere near as good as your English.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you.
So thank you very much for joining us here on the We Are Mission podcast. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sister.
Missio Scotland is a Scottish branch of the Pontifical Mission Societies, the Pope's official charity for overseas mission. To learn more about the work of Missio Scotland, you can visit our website www.missioscotland.com. You can like us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Missio Scotland. You can also follow us on Twitter, Missio_Scotland, and on Instagram, Missio Scotland. If you would like to donate to Missio Scotland, visit www.missioscotland.com/donate. You can also call us on 01236 449 774 or send donations to Missio Scotland, 4 Laird Street, Coatbridge, ML5 3LJ. Please keep us in your prayers. Thank you and God bless.